Hello, good morning, or good afternoon. Welcome to the episode of Rantz. It's Crisandro, of course. And, hands up who's still having a bit of a buzz right now. Especially after the Spurs ladies, Spurs women, made it all the way to the FA Cup final for the first time in their history. And that is going to be fantastic. I mean, I'm not going to touch too much on the Newcastle game up at St James's Park. It is what it is, it was what it was, and not that I was happy with the scoreline or the performance, but you know, it is going to happen like that during a rebuild. So just let them do their thing and see if they can get that all sorted. But the women, wow! I mean, the vlog for that's going to come out tomorrow, hopefully. So going to finish up the Newcastle one, so that should be dropping hopefully tonight if we can get it all sorted later on tonight. And well, yeah, I was going to touch on it, but it was a long trip up to Newcastle for that. And well, it is what it is, and it was what it was. That's what I keep saying. I mean, I wasn't the best pleased at the end of it, as you can imagine. But yeah, I mean, that's just the way the cookie crumbles. Like I said before, next season's where it's going to be at. That's where I mean, Postecoglou says that he hopes to be challenging. Now people put down that he says that we will be challenging. Pretty much we hope to be challenging. We get everything in position that we hope to be challenging for the title. And I'm not going to put some more pressure on it by saying that I want to see a challenge. But so we see how that develops. But I mean, coming before that, it's the Spurs are on their way to Wembley, as you know. Got there in extra time. We don't do things by halves, do we? I mean, getting to this stage, now into the final, I mean, as you recall, in the, I mean, we started off in the fourth round, and playing at Sheffield. Like, it's a good job that all our games were at home, weren't they? And I think about it, we started off in the the fourth round against Sheffield United. Found ourselves 2-0 down at that point, very early on in the game as well. And it was a long game to get. Long to get back onto level terms, then to win it, winning that game 3-2. I think that was the latest goal. I think it was the 70th minute. I can't remember who scored it now. And then the fifth round against Charlton Athletic, another championship side, where we we kind of made a big real big zero of it almost. We won 1-0, but it wasn't the most convincing of performances, as you can imagine. And then the quarter-final against Manchester City. I mean, we played them 3 times before previously in the many weeks. A 7-0, a 1-0, a 7-0, a 2-0, and a 1-0 defeat. All 3 defeats. And then 1-0 down very early on. And we were peppering them in a way, but just couldn't get the breakthrough until a defensive mistake at their end allowed Beth England to score the equaliser. And then it went to penalties. Went to penalties, and wow, Becky Spencer there becoming a hero, saving 2 shots. And yeah, it was left for James to score the winning penalty, which sent us into the semi-final. And then, well, what can you say? It was a great performance from start to finish. Also, I mean, yeah, we were a little bit on the slow side in the first half of the first half, but we were still kind of handling our business, as it were. We had control, and they scored. I would say it was against the run of play, but I know many people have a different thought. But it was a brilliant strike by Leicester's Rantz, and there was no saving that. Great shot from the edge of the area, and yeah, 1-0. And we just kept peppering. We hit the I mean, we hit the woodwork ourselves. Had a big chance, had many chances, created so many chances. Created so many chances, and then, well, in the 83rd minute, Jessica Nars, who's been with us for as long as we've been in the Premier League, and she comes up. I can't remember who played the through ball. I want to say Kate Graham. I don't know if it was her, but it was a great ball nonetheless. I would have said Clinton. I think she went off because it was a brown-haired girl. Oh, anyway, it was a great through ball. Naz latched onto it, calm, but because she was kind of like, I mean, she had a very good game, but she was kind of like hit and miss in certain areas. But yeah, she was true to it and latched onto the through ball, raced down, and slotted it right in, and that was the equaliser. 7 minutes to go before full time. Again, the late show. Was it with Spurs and late show? But yeah, injury, extra time. They didn't hit the woodwork with a good free kick. It was saved by Becky Spencer. Rantz again with a free kick, I'm sure it was. And yeah, off the bar, go. That would have been a total heartbreak, wouldn't it? So you can understand how Leicester could feel aggrieved that you know, that at the result, because they had their opportunities. They just basically were forced back, and then they thought, hey, that's on the break, and that's how they played. But once again, it was just a nice bit of football by us. Very good football by us. Can't remember, it was from a corner, it was cleared out, and it came back. The ball was then played through us, I'm sure. And then it was our main striker, Martha Thomas, who nodded the header in, looping over the keeper. It was a glorious sight, absolutely glorious. I'll tell you, that vlog's going to be dropping tomorrow night, hopefully. But yeah, it was fantastic, and that was 2 minutes before full time. So it was had a touch of the Lucas Moura's about it. It was that good. And emotions did run high at the end, I have to say. I was partying, I was enjoying the moment, and first ever FA Cup final, man. First ever FA Cup final. You know what I mean? We've come such a long way in a short space of time. I mean, playing very well in the championship. We should have won the championship, really. Manchester United won it in the end, just after that 5-1 demolition at our place. That's what they took control and took that title. And we were both promoted. In that time, Manchester United have, well, they've kind of pumped a lot of money into their team, as it were. And yeah, I mean, they are where they are, and it is them that we are playing in the final. They beat Chelsea in the other semi-final, which I wanted the Chelsea in the final just because I can boo Lauren James. But yeah, it was Manchester United I got through in the end, and so at Wembley, it is them that we'll be playing. Well, hopefully we'll get to see it, because although the date of the semi-finals, Wembley announced that tickets will go on sale with the respective clubs who won the semi-finals the next day, which I thought was kind of odd, because, you know, that's kind of weird. Maybe that message wasn't meant for us, it was probably meant for the clubs themselves, but they put it on their website, because I'm just thinking, how would the clubs be able to get that all sorted? Because they don't know if they're going to be in the final or not, do they? So yeah, that was crazy. And because of that, as soon as Spurs and Man United booked their places, you know, of course the next day everyone's going to be on the website, yeah, checking for the tickets and stuff. And at Spurs, there's been literally no news whatsoever about the tickets. You know, there's talk about us making the final and stuff, that's great, but no news about the tickets. I mean, I phoned Spurs up, and they just basically said that yeah, they're aware that Wembley have made that announcement, and Wembley are selling tickets, which I don't think that's the case. I mean, they're selling hospitality tickets, I'm sure, because the general sale ones went, you know, was sold out a long time ago. And I could have got a ticket for that, but I wanted to sit in the Spurs end, of course. So that kind of information was a bit mixed. They basically just told me to continuously check the Spurs website. I think they know full well that they're not going to have any details on the tickets as such for another couple of days, because that's how it works, you know, in other competitions, in the men's competitions. That you know, no news goes up until, you know, they keep us updated, but tickets don't go on sale. They go on sale for another week or so, you know. And when you consider the date right now, it's about a month to the finals on the 12th. So you kind of think that if it was done in the usual way, that the tickets will go on sale by next week, and they'll give us a little link to direct to Wembley. I'm sure it's not going to be done through the clubs. They'll give us a link to the Wembley site. That's what you have to use in order to access those tickets. That's how I imagine it to be done, but the way it's kind of, I mean, I don't know if this is the normal way for the Women's FA Cup, but for me, because this is Spurs' first ever final, so the way it kind of looks to me has been a bit haphazard, and no one's really taking control or any kind of ownership of this, by the looks of it. But hopefully it'll all be sorted. We'll get our tickets hopefully within the next week. That's how I imagine it to be. And then May the 12th, here we come. But I couldn't be more proud of the girls. They did so well. And you know, it's a case of trying to, you know, get to that line and getting over that line, and we managed to do that. Last season it was the quarterfinals of the Conti Cup. I think we went out the early rounds of the FA Cup last season, but the Conti Cup quarterfinals was what we played away at Chelsea last season. If I remember. Was it last season or was it this season? But yeah, it was a case of meeting a big side and just holding our own, and then getting the foot over the line. We couldn't quite do it against Chelsea. I want to say that's this season, so I probably got getting confused. As soon as we got there, I just exercised it from my mind. But yeah, we did that against Manchester City. We just held on the quarterfinals, and then our reward was not an easy game. I mean, for people to say that was an easy game, that's just kind of wrong. It was an easy prospect than having either Manchester United or Chelsea. Both sides know how to win trophies, and so you know, it was good that we got Leicester. I don't know how many semi-finals Leicester had been in, but it was a good game, and we did our business. And yeah, it was nervy, especially with 7 minutes to go. We're still 1-0 down, playing so well, but still not able to get over the line. And we did, and that was literally the main thought coming out of that. I have to say, Jess Stars and you know, was my player of the match, and it turned out that that's what happened. You know, she got player of the match in the end. Spencer didn't have much to do, that's the thing. You know, apart from pick the ball out of the net and parry a free kick onto the bar. Other than that, it was pretty quiet for her, really. Defensively, we were sound, I thought. You know, people were really worried when we're playing the ball out the back. You know, I don't know why everyone just says hoof it, clear it, this and yeah, that's never going to happen. We have to play our way out, have to draw the opposition in, play our way out, and then we've got space to attack. That's obviously how we're playing. I mean, that's obviously how Villahan plays, you know, for the team. You know, rob ball. That's what it's all about. And yeah, we did well. We did very well. So and in midfield, Grace Clinton, fantastic as always. But now she's cup tied because she's a loan player from Manchester United, unfortunately. So she won't be able to play. So everyone else has to step up into her shoes and do the business. I mean, I would say Kate Graham will really need to start in that area, but Villahan knows better than I. So we shall see. I mean, we'll keep up to date in the group about the tickets, and we shall see how it all goes. But looking forward to the final already, man. I mean, that's the one silver lining in this whole season, I would say. Spurs are on their way to Wembley, man. Anyway, thank you for watching. Let us know what you thought. We can talk about the Newcastle game as well if you want below. Let me know what you thought of that game. I'm not going to touch on that. That's been and gone as far as I'm concerned. Right now, it's all about the Spurs, ladies. Come on, you Spurs. Let's win our first trophy.